Hello everyone, welcome to Rainbow Infinity. Today I'll be reading Lisa's Fluttershy vs. Vacuum Cleaner. If you like the reading, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Please enjoy. Fluttershy looked at the cleaning contraption in front of her. What should I do? It was her own fault for ending up in this situation. The girls had asked her to join them in exploring the city, yet scared by the noise, the people, and the roaring carriages, Fluttershy had chosen to remain in her room. That had turned out well until the hotel door had opened, and a woman had entered, catching Fluttershy completely by surprise. The woman, a youngish and incredibly tall human, had apologized for the intrusion, and asked Fluttershy when would be a good time for her to clean the room. The question was simple enough, yet the Pegasus had panicked, pushing the maid into the corridor with a squeak, saying she'd rather clean it herself. Now Fluttershy was alone with a giant metal device, and no one to turn to. Will they notice if I don't use it? She wondered. A pile of crumbs on the carpet quickly gave her an answer. Had they been on the wooden floor, Fluttershy could have used a broom or even her wings to clean them up without resorting to the human contraption. Technically, it was still possible to drag a piece of furniture over the pile, making it disappear. No! The pony stomped her hoof. My parents raised me better than this. I promised the nice lady I'd clean my room, and I will. Taking a deep breath, Fluttershy took 5 bold steps forward. The vacuum cleaner loomed above her, as terrifying as a statue on Nightmare Night. There's nothing to be scared of. Fluttershy held her breath. Her hoof slowly moved up until it touched the side of the vacuum cleaner. Nothing happened. Thank goodness. Fluttershy let out a sigh of relief. Her ears perked up. So far, everything was under control. Finding a new boost of courage, she tapped the vacuum on the side. No change. The pony moved closer. This wasn't right. From what the woman had managed to say while being pushed out, Fluttershy only needed to turn it on for the device to start. The pony leaned on it. Please clean? Nothing happened. Panicking, Fluttershy circled the vacuum cleaner, poking and tapping every side of it. Yet, as much as she tried, it refused to cooperate, remaining lifeless in the middle of the room. Oh. The pony covered her face with her wings. This wasn't good at all. Cleaning was supposed to be something in which Fluttershy excelled at. Now she couldn't even clean a small pile of crumbs. Her fear gone, the pony doubled her efforts. Wings and hooves rattled all over the vacuum in a desperate attempt to get it running. In a few minutes, she managed to detach the plastic hose, disassemble the metal pole in 3 parts, turn a few knobs left and right, and click several large buttons, all to no avail. No! Fluttershy jumped into the air, glaring at the vacuum cleaner. You listen to me, mister. I won't let you just sit there while there's a mess to be cleaned, so you better behave and do what's right, because I'm not leaving this room unswept. As eager as Angel Bunny before breakfast, Fluttershy continued her poking. In a matter of minutes, she found several new compartments, including one with a small paper booklet. Curious, she took the booklet out and put it on the table. Operating instructions? Fluttershy read on the cover. That's it. Her ears flicked up. Eagerly, she turned the page. 10 minutes later, she wished she hadn't. The instructions, while legible, were so complicated and confusing that Fluttershy felt as if she was being lectured by Twilight. Every separate sentence seemed to make sense, yet put together she could barely understand a thing. If the pictures were any indication, there was a cord she had to pull out of the device and tie it to the wall. Doesn't seem too difficult, she thought. I tie ropes to hang my laundry every week. Muzzled against the base of the vacuum, Fluttershy moved around until she found the electric plug cleverly hidden in yet another compartment. Grabbing it with her mouth, she gently pulled. The cable barely budged. Must be stuck, Fluttershy thought as she gave it a stronger tug. A slithering sound came from the bowels of the vacuum as it released a few inches worth of cord. Stop being stubborn. Fluttershy dug her hooves in the carpet. If it was a battle it wanted, that's what it was going to get. Eyes shut, she pulled with all her strength. The cord struggled, yet loosened enough for her to get a full wing's length. Victory! A satisfied smile appeared on her face. Fluttershy did not stop there. Tossing the cord around her, she pulled on. The vacuum cleaner put up some resistance, but there was no turning the tide. Each tug was more effortless than the last. Yay! Fluttershy relaxed her stance, slight euphoria sweeping over her. Her head moved back, pulling the cord effortlessly, until it suddenly countered her efforts. Fluttershy felt her jaw was being yanked off. Her eyes popped open, brimming with tears, as she watched the frame of the vacuum cleaner tilt in her direction. For several instants, the pony watched helplessly as the vacuum cleaner balanced on its edge. Then, without mercy or hesitation, it started its fall. Eek! Fluttershy tried to flutter away, yet the cord she had so masterfully entangled herself in made her flop on the floor. Help! She squeaked as the towering device fell atop of her like a pancake on a berry, pinning her to the floor. The more the pony struggled to break free, the worse things became. The cable had tightened around her legs and torso, keeping her from flying or even getting up, like a trapped kitten. Fluttershy had always been amused how tangled kittens behaved, always making things worse with their chaotic twitching until she came to untangle them. Now she was the kitten, and there didn't seem to be anyone nearby to help. Turning on her back, Fluttershy twisted her legs around until she managed to get a wing free. A leg soon followed. Two of her limbs unhindered, she pulled the cord off like a tight-fitting dress, then rushed to the nearest corner. Calm, must remain calm, she thought, breathing heavily, eyes glued to the vacuum cleaner. The thought of giving up came to mind. The lady had offered to clean the room the first time. Maybe she wouldn't be too upset if Fluttershy asked her to do it now. But then she'd have to explain why she had refused in the first place, and that might upset the woman. Biting her lower lip, Fluttershy approached the vacuum cleaner once more. It lay lifeless on its side, cable piled all around. Grabbing what seemed like a handle on its top, the pony lifted it up, then used a hoof to push it upright. The fall had deprived it of its aura of fear, transforming it into a heavy annoyance. Fluttershy eyed it for a few moments, then went back to the instruction booklet. The electric plug was taken, then carefully put into the wall socket. A faint click echoed. That done, all that remained was the actual process of cleaning. According to the booklet, Fluttershy was supposed to set the cleaning extension to carpet and adjust the strength to 60. Neither of these instructions made any sense whatsoever. Fluttershy nodded, hummed, blew a lock of her hair off her face, then got to it. Reattaching the hose to the vacuum cleaner, she found the large on button and pressed it with her hoof. A deafening roar filled the room. Fluttershy's wings and ears darted up. Quickly, she scampered back, only to feel a sharp tug from her tail. No! Fluttershy leapt in the air in an attempt to save her tail from being sucked by the monstrous hose. Her wings flapped as fast as they could, yet the vacuum cleaner would not give in, keeping her in the air like a frozen moment in time. Terrified to look back, Fluttershy turned in mid-air to the side. Her effort released her from the vacuum's clutches, and straight smack into the liquor shelf. Aw! Fluttershy winced. A second later, panic kicked in. Her wings froze to her sides without warning. Desperate, Fluttershy grabbed for the nearest support she could. Her forehooves wrapped around an enormous champagne bottle, far too light to keep her on the shelf, which followed her onto the floor with a plop. Sensing its prey, the vacuum struck again, sucking in her mane mercilessly. Why? Fluttershy wept. Why can't I do anything right in this world? The hotel door swung open. Fluttershy, you won't believe... Rainbow Dash flew in, holding a packet of chips. At the sight of the room, she stopped. Her eyes moved from the vacuum cleaner to Fluttershy, lying on her back, holding a giant champagne bottle with all 4 legs. Rainbow's feathers puffed up. Oh. She swallowed, looking at her friend with a mixture of shock and admiration. A streak of red appeared on her cheeks. Wild party, huh? I'll come back later. She put the chips on the floor, then dashed out without another word. Fluttershy stared at the packet of chips for a full minute. Then she silently moved the champagne bottle off herself, stood up, turned towards the vacuum cleaner, and slammed the on button with her hoof. The roar died out, leaving the device silent and powerless. Thanks a lot, Fluttershy grumbled. Now she had bigger problems than cleaning a messy room. Thank you for listening in. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Until next time, stay tuned.